starting here, you're going to take some deep breaths in and out, closing your eyes, relaxing your body, noticing any tension in any certain areas of your body. Inhale, exhale. Bringing your chin to your chest and placing your hands on your knees, getting a nice stretch in the back of the neck. Then when you're ready, slowly rolling your head to the right and bringing it all the way back around. You can go as slow or as fast as feels good here. Coming back to center, going around one more time. Then when you get back to chin to chest, we're going to go the opposite way. Then bringing our ears and shoulders to meet. Then coming onto our hands and knees into cat and cow pose. So your wrist should be right underneath your shoulders and your knees should be right underneath your hips. Exhaling, drop the belly, look up, firmly planting your hands on the ground, and then roll into that cat. Angry cat. Very good. Go at your own pace here. Coming and pushing back into downward dog, pedaling your feet by lifting one heel then the other, stretching out the backs of your legs. And you're going to come up all the way on your toes, bending the knees and bringing the heels back to the ground. Firmly try to plant your heels on the ground, pushing your hips upward, rotating your shoulder blades to touch. And inhale and exhale here. Look forward. You can walk or jump your feet to your hands. Hang heavy here, shaking your head yes and no. Again, breathing deep. You can choose to cross arms, grabbing opposite elbows, letting your hands drag like an elephant trunk. And on our next deep breath, we're going to slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Standing up tall, reaching our hands above our head, bringing them to touch, and doing a slight back bend if it's in your practice. And then on our exhale, we're going to swan dive our arms down, with a flat back. You can have a slight bend in your knees here, planting our hands on the ground, stepping our right leg back, and then our left, coming into a high plank, holding here. Use your breath to help you. And we're going to slowly lower down, coming up to up dog, or you can choose to stay close to the ground in cobra. Inhale, exhale. And slowly lower down, placing your left cheek on the mat and grabbing your left leg by the inside of the foot or outside, and you want to try to pull that heel down to the glute. You should feel a good stretch in the front of your quad. Inhale, exhale. And then pull that foot to the outside and then try to pull it back in. Good. letting that foot go. Switching your cheek to face the other side. Grabbing the opposite foot. Really stretching it out. As you inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, try to go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Bringing that foot to the outside. Get a little bit more of a stretch on the inner quad. Inhale, exhale. And slowly start to release that foot back down. Then next, we're going to go for doing both feet at the same time. So bringing your chin to the mat, you're going to bring both feet up. If you can grab both of them at the same time, that's fine. Otherwise, grab one then the other. Walk the knees in close together. Lift your body up. So you want to use all your muscles. Really kick those feet into the hand. Lift the bottoms of the legs up. Lift the chest up and relax. Let go. Take a minute to regain your breath. And when you're ready, you're going to push up with your hands. Push back into child's pose. So in child's pose, you can have your knees wide or your knees together. It's up to you to find out what feels best. Then coming on all fours, go back into your plank pose. So in a plank, your wrist should be right underneath your shoulders. Your body should be nice and straight. You should pull your shoulders back and down together. And you can even push back on your toes a little bit for more stability. We're going to breathe here. These plank poses help stabilize our core. Hold on, you got it. Then when you're ready, place your knees on the ground and we're going to go into a side plank. So when you're in a side plank, you want your knee to be underneath your hip and the top foot can be used as a kickstand. Or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring both feet underneath. Your wrist should be directly underneath your shoulder. Shoulders should be stacked one on top of each other. And your eyes should gaze up past your fingertips. And hold, hold, hold. This is so good for those love handles. Catch your breath. We're going to do the other side. So again, you can go into modified with having one knee down, hand on the hip or hand in the air. Or, if you're more experienced, you can stack the feet, one on top of each other, stacking the arms, and then finally taking your gaze up to past your fingertips. And hold. Breathe here. Coming back to our plank. Moving down, chaturanga, to cobra or up dog. Tuck the toes. Push up and back into downward facing dog. Really try to lift those hips up, plant the heels farther down, and then we're going to step the left leg through into pigeon. So we want our knee to be in the center of our chest and the other leg back. You should feel a really good stretch in your hip and glute glutes here. You can sit up tall here, catch your breath, and then slowly lower down to where it's comfortable. This posture can be pretty painful if you're tight, so just go where you're comfortable. You can stack your hands, you can use your hands as a chin rest, or you can remain up, but find out what works for you. And breathe. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. You can always use your toe on your back foot and to move your legs apart and create more space. Coming back up, you're going to tuck that back toe under, lift your body up into downward facing dog, and move that leg around, get some movement into it, get the blood back into the leg. Back into your downward facing dog, you're going to lift the right leg and then bring it through. Sitting up tall, inhale and exhale and lower. Lower down to where you're comfortable on this side. Note that one side may be tighter than the other. Then when you're ready, you can adjust. Maybe you can go a little bit farther now. Planting your hands on the ground, walking yourself up slowly, tucking that back toe under, going back to downward facing dog, getting some movement in that leg, maybe making circles, maybe going back and forth. Meeting back into downward facing dog. Get comfortable in your pose. Then from here, we're going to bring our body forward. We're going to bring our opposite knee to opposite elbow. And then to the same elbow. And then to the center. One more time, just like that. Opposite elbow. Same elbow. Really want to try to touch that knee to the elbow and center. This time stepping the leg in between the hands, coming into a lunge here. Option to bring the knee to the ground. Lifting up through the chest, straightening the back out. Sitting up tall. You should feel a nice stretch in the hip flexor on the leg that's on the ground. Bringing your hands to prayer at heart center. Or, if you're more advanced, you can bring that knee off the ground. You really want to keep that back leg as straight as possible. Returning hands to prayer. Holding that stretch, breathing into it, and then lowering down. We're going to shift our weight back onto our heel, bringing the toes towards our nose and lowering the body down towards the knee. So this is a really good stretch for our hamstrings. Shaking your head yes and no, coming back up to standing. Slowly looking up with a flat back, lowering back down, and then take a deep breath. Bring your arms up, bring your hands to reach at the top, and then slight back bend if it's in your practice. Exhale, swan dive your arms down. Placing your hands firmly on the ground, you can walk or jump back to your plank. Lower down chaturanga to cobra or up dog. Pushing up and back to downward facing dog, and doing that same sequence on the other side. So coming into more of a plank move, do the same elbow, opposite elbow. Really get that knee to touch that elbow, and center. Outside. Outside. And stepping it in between your hands. Then when you're ready, placing that back knee on the ground, lifting your hands up, bringing them to heart center. And if it's in your practice, you can lift up on that back foot. Feeling a really good stretch in that hip flexor. And don't forget to breathe here. This can be a really deep stretch. Coming back down, bringing your butt to your heel. One side may be tighter than the other, so just acknowledge what you can do and use your breath to make the stretch go farther. Make sure that front toe is flexed. And then when you're ready, swing your feet around to your front so you're sitting on your butt. Scoot down so you're in the middle of the mat. And find your body to lay flat on the ground. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then pull in that right leg, interlacing the fingers. Squeeze it really tight, and then drop it outside the rib cage and pull tight again. Good. Then with the opposite hand, grab that knee and pull it over to the opposite side of your body, stretching out your arm and looking over the fingertips. So you should feel a really good spinal twist here. Both legs in, pulling in on the knees, or even reaching the arms around and grabbing opposite elbows and curling up into the tiniest little tight ball that you can. It's a really good detoxification pose. And then stretch it out. Now switching sides. Dropping the knee to the outside and pulling tighter. Make sure you're inhaling and exhaling. And then when you're ready, grab the knee with the opposite hand and go into your spinal twist on this side. Inhale and exhale. And bringing that knee back to center. Bringing both knees in and giving them that big hug again. Option to grab opposite elbows and curl in that tight little detoxifying ball. Then when you're ready, release everything. Come into a rack stretch, bringing your hands above your head Your toes pointing as far as they can. Reach as far as you can with your fingers. Bringing your hands back to neutral. Taking a deep breath. And then bringing your feet off the ground. You can prop yourself on your forearms, or you can come all the way up into a boat. So holding here. And raise the arms or feet, or lower the body for more challenge. Breathing. And slow down. See how slow, how long can it take you to reach your body back to the mat. Reaching your hands above the head again and coming into that rack stretch. Bringing your hands back down to the mat. Adjust your body so it's comfortable. And prepare yourself for final Shavasana. In this final Shavasana, try to relax your mind. Try to get rid of any nagging thoughts and just be present in the room you're in, on the mat you're on, and relax. And when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Roll over onto whatever side of the body feels comfortable to you. And when you're ready, gently push yourself up. You can keep your eyes closed here into a seated position. Try to bring the crown of your head as tall as you can get it. And bringing your shoulders back and down. Inhale and exhale. Thank you so much. Namaste.